that same night at 9:46, the referee, John McCarthy, stopped the fight against Eugenio Taddeo.
Work that body. Work that body.
And Miletich throwing strikes from the guard.
I mean, you start looking at Miletich's background: kickboxing, Muay Thai, karate, martial arts, wrestled since he was in 2nd grade.
Tremendous cross-training. That's
Absolutely.
only going to help him in the octagon.
He and the guys in his camp have a tremendous belief in training with guys better than you. And you'd say, well, who's better than Pat Miletich? He's the lightweight tournament champion. But there's better boxers. There's better Muay Thais. There's better kickboxers. There's better jiu-jitsu guys. And he tries to bring them into Iowa and train with them to better his and his training partner's skills.
And the analogy is this: you keep your pride for your fights, you put your pride aside for practice. The only way you ever get better is to have your ego assaulted in practice so that you learn, so that you improve. If you sit there and only work with people that you can beat, you've already reached the limits of your skills.
And if that isn't the exact story of Mikey Burnett's entrance into the Lions Den, I don't know what is. Mikey saying trying out for the Lions Den was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life and probably will do. It showed Mikey Burnett how little he really knew, and he said, as you just did, his ego got torn down. He's the last guy to be entered into the Lions Den. That happened 2 years ago.
And what you're seeing right here is Miletich's guard is keeping Burnett from really getting an opportunity to strike down. He just doesn't have the length to do it.
Turn around, face me. Turn around and face me. Get the water out of here. Listen.
15 minutes, remember, so 3.5 minutes of regulation time, and McCarthy restarts the fighters.
Neither one of these guys is slowed down. Neither one shows any real wear. Yes, they're breathing hard, but they're in phenomenal shape, and fatigue yet has not affected either fighter.
Mikey would like to stay on his feet, Jeff, and strike a bit.
He wants to find the range, but thus far that reach of Miletich has kept him. Anytime he gets close enough, Miletich bull rushes him, grabs the shorts, and takes away that spacing. Problem with the glove. Big man John McCarthy all over it, fixes it up, and now they'll be ready to start. Safety of the fighters, the #1 priority of John McCarthy, and he has done a terrific job.
He's hurt, Mikey. He's hurt.
You hear the corner, Guy Metzger saying to Mikey Burnett, he's hurt. He's hurt. Do they know something
Well, that one
Mark
knee might have
Hansen would
caught him.
disagree with?
That knee might have caught him, but again, you see that anytime Mikey Burnett finds the distance he wants, Miletich bull rushes and takes it away. And in effect, that is a very smart tactic. Why do you want the other person to have the advantage in the spacing that he wants? What you want to do is create the environment you want. Make him fight your fight. And again, he's got that semi-guillotine choke. It's more of a front headlock than anything, not just a lock directly on the neck. It's got that arm entrapped with it, which keeps it from really sinking in deep.
Miletich trying to strike with the knees in close quarters. Burnett keeping his opponent close to avoid that very thing from happening. Under 2 minutes remaining in regulation time now. The lightweight belt is on the line. It will be the first ever lightweight championship given away tonight here in Sao Paulo, Brazil. The middleweights debuted in Ultimate Japan when Frank Shamrock defeated Kevin Jackson in under 30 seconds. So global again, a new belt, a new champion will be rewarded.
Now Miletich refuses to let go of the shorts. Hanging on to Burnett's shorts, he's able to survive in this position. Burnett can't do anything to him because he can't move his hips.
1 minute remains in regulation. Mikey Burnett, son, 9 months old, at home, probably not watching the fight, because Mikey said, I hope my son's not a fighter, but he may just be aggressive like daddy.
Well, he says that when his mom feeds him, he bites. So he's afraid that he's going to go. But of course, that is a rule denied in the Ultimate Fighting Championship.
This is true. This is true. His son, Matthew. Proud papa, Mikey Burnett. And Pat Miletich with under 20 seconds now remaining in our regulation time period.
A foul has been assessed by Big John McCarthy for a strike to the groin. by Mikey Burnett. And if it's a draw at the end of the fight, that is when the foul does come into play in the scoring, and that could cost Mikey Burnett unless he really gets ahead here. And that is the end of the 15-minute round. It's the end of the 15-minute round. They take a minute break here. Foul didn't really seem to hurt Pat Miletich. They're both in the corner right now, getting a chance to regroup. Let's take a look here. Burnett attacking the top of the head. They knee a lot from this position because there's no really other option because they're hanging on to each other's shorts. And one of those knees hit the groin. Big John McCarthy called the foul. Right there, looked at, was awful close, but I don't believe that is the one that Big John McCarthy called. Right there was a second that came in there, low in the belly.
Right there,
that was it. That was it. He had three of them that were awful close right there, but John McCarthy saw that one for sure, called the foul.
Here we go, overtime. 2 3-minute overtimes for the lightweight championship. A knee strike again, so Mikey not afraid to strike to the midsection with the knees, although he missed, if you will, inadvertently in the regulation period of time.
Miletich really using the shorts to his advantage here.
In my recent memory, Jeff, this is the most that I have seen two fighters use each other's little bit of clothing to gain leverage.
Well, the only other one was Takahashi of Japan doing it again against Walid Ismail, in which he hung on to Ismail's shorts nearly 3-4 minutes straight, never letting him go.
For dear life.
He did not want to go down to the ground with a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner. And I think you're going to see Mikey Burnett pick up the action because he knows he has a foul. Miletich directly went to his back there on purpose to pull Burnett into the guard.
There you go. Now start working it.
I don't think Pat Miletich's theory of outconditioning Mikey Burnett is going to be a factor.
You busy, Mikey?
Again, Jerry Bolander with an injury, so unable to fight tonight in a highly anticipated matchup that we had hoped to see against Frank Shamrock. But Burnett, Bolander, Petey Williams, Guy Metzger, they all worked out in Dallas for about a month prior to their travels here to Sao Paulo. And during that time, I wouldn't be surprised if Big Ken Shamrock came into the den south, if you will, in Dallas and put the leather to some of the boys.
Well, he's still a presence, and we hear rumors that he may return to the octagon. It has not come true yet, but that potential does exist.
In our road to the heavyweight championship, a road already advanced on tonight by Tsuyoshi Kosaka. In March, we will have a new heavyweight champion. Tonight, in a matter of potentially 3 minutes and just over 40 seconds, a judge, 3 of them, will decide who will be our first ever lightweight champion.
Burnett not able to get the range. There you see Miletich arching his back, and look how much Burnett has to strain just to keep up on his toes. He's unable to strike there. It's just too far away for him. This is where Miletich wants to be. He feels that he's got a great defense and that he can't get hurt here. But he really can't do a lot of scoring as well.
5 seconds left, and then we have another 3-minute overtime. They'll stop him and stand him up again.
They get a minute. They will have a minute here to go ahead and rest and get advice. Miletich bent over, certainly looking fatigued in his corner. Burnett talking with Guy Metzger. Looking at this action, this is where Burnett had an opportunity to try to score, but Miletich's guard is so tough. He's so long, and he balls up very nicely, preventing any kind of real strikes from getting in. Closes the guard right there. You can see it. He's arching his back, and you can see how elongated Burnett becomes. He's got no balance to try to strike Pat Miletich. Good defense. But it's going to be interesting. This game is about offense. And right hand caught the leg, and he takes him down. That is a statement here. Burnett must feel, though, with a foul, and that foul comes into play when the judges feels it's a draw, that he really needs to make a statement and show some dominance so that he can win some kind of clear decision, whether it's unanimous or split, by the judges. This could very well stay here the rest of the fight unless Burnett lets him up, and he did. Burnett wants an opportunity to try to punch and score, and he knows he can't do it if Miletich has him in his guard. Miletich really wants to tie him up. Don't give him room to strike. Don't let Mikey Burnett have his athleticism come into play. Crowd him, bull him, frustrate him. Try to keep him from getting anything clean. Make him earn every little bit of an inch. It's not a lot of offense by Pat Miletich, certainly an effective defense.
Come on. Come on, cross facing back, let's go. Come on, Mike, let's go. Come on, Mike, you gotta be busy, baby, busy.
We saw in the heavyweight fight, Jeff, how a last burst may have given, the judges may have already decided Kosaka was the winner, but the lasting memory of what you do in this overtime could determine our lightweight champion.
Well, there's no doubt, and always the last thing that the referees see is the key thing that may swing them one way or another. But certainly in a 21-minute fight, you don't want to believe the last 10 seconds determines it unless it's been a real clear-cut draw. This is close. Burnett has takedowns. Burnett is connected somewhat. Miletich has a good guard and great defense, but really has been unable to hit any kind of offense except short pulling. I'm not trying to be disrespectful of Pat Miletich, but really he has been unable to mount any kind of a nice knee by Mikey Burnett. A very nice knee to the head, and again brings one up.
So Mikey Burnett looking for aggressiveness and striking here in overtime. Now he's throwing some elbows to the back, and Miletich knows he needs to readjust. Guy Metzger, Petey Williams off to the side out of our camera's view right now. Guy Metzger cheering on Mikey Burnett from the most respected and the most successful submission fighting den, the Lions Den. 20 seconds left.
And Miletich content to hang out of the shorts, keep himself close, not allow anything there. A nice knee attempt by Miletich trying to bring it up to hit Burnett's head. It nearly got there. But he's leaning hard, trying to close space. That's going to do it.
So the lightweight fight has come to a close. Mikey Burnett and Pat Miletich go the distance, the full 21 minutes. Mark Hansen and Mikey Burnett. And Mikey with some strong elbow strikes in the overtime session, as it was with Petey Williams in our last matchup in Mobile. The Lions Den fighters come out aggressively. They know they need to, not only early, but in the overtime period. Miletich had hoped to run Mikey Burnett out of gas. He was not able to do so. Mikey Burnett from the Lions Den, who lists amongst his heroes Ken Shamrock, feels confident that the judge's decision will go his way. Pat Miletich, whose hero is Jack Lambert, the Hall of Fame linebacker from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Who will be the lightweight champion? The official word is in. And for the announcement, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, we again go to the judges' cards, where we have a split decision for the winner and new UFC lightweight champion of the world,